Hydro 4. What you need: two 1.5 volt AAA alkaline batteries. Installation. Hydro 4 is a watering system designed to offer maximum simplicity of installation and use. The unit can be either installed underground or placed above ground. The watertight cover enables quick access to the timer for setting and changing watering programs. If Hydro 4 is installed underground, it is advisable to choose a location with low foot traffic and not in the path of machinery, such as lawnmowers. Once the unit is in place, proceed to make the connections according to the specific watering requirements, using either half-inch or 20mm hoses and the relative couplings. Important: the inlet hose must have a diameter larger than the outlet ones, or at least the same size. It must never be smaller. Fitting the batteries. Hydro 4 requires no connections to the mains power supply. Power is provided by two 1.5 volt alkaline batteries, size AAA, and will be sufficient for the entire watering season. To fit the batteries, remove the top cover by loosening the two screws. Then unscrew the protective cover from the timer and take the timer out of the unit. Unscrew the cap of the battery housing, pull out the holder and insert the batteries, observing the correct polarity. Replace the battery holder inside the housing, then refit and retighten the cap, checking that the seal is positioned correctly. Reposition the timer in the unit with its cover, then secure the top cover with the screws. Using the buttons. The Hydro 4 timer is designed for maximum ease of use, with just 3 buttons for setting all the necessary parameters. The left and right arrow buttons are used to scroll through the different pages and select the one required. The middle button activates any change made to the parameter displayed, which is simply selected with the arrow buttons and then confirmed with the middle button. Then, the left and right arrows can be used to scroll to another page and change other parameters if required. Setting the time and day. The first step is to set the current time and day. The first time that the batteries are fitted, the initial current time day page appears in the display, showing the default setting time 12 o'clock and day Sunday. Pressing the middle button and then the left and right arrow buttons, the user can set the current time, for example 3:30 p.m. Then confirm the setting with the middle button and move on to the page for setting the day. The day is selected using the arrow buttons and the selection confirmed once again by pressing the middle button. The next screen to appear allows selection of the type of program: enable program A, enable program B, enable both or disable both. Confirming the selection with the middle button, the timer exits the programming mode. Programming. The Hydro 4 timer can manage 4 independent watering lines. Each line features 2 watering programs, A and B, operating independently. Each program, A or B, can start a watering cycle on any day of the week. the weekly schedule up to 4 times a day, start time, and for a maximum duration of 60 minutes on each line, runtime. Pressing the right arrow key with the clock page displayed, proceed to select the runtime and start time for the 4 watering lines of Program A. After that, the user can set up Program B. Then the days when watering is required. On the weekly schedule page, the settings of the rain sensor, if installed, and finally scroll to the page to carry out a system test or run a manual watering cycle. Programming starts from the runtime page, with Program A in the example illustrated. Press the middle button to enable changes on line 1. The OK symbol blinks to indicate that the parameters can now be set. Select the required watering time with the left and right arrow buttons and confirm with the middle button. Next, the watering time can be selected for line 2 and thereafter for lines 3 and 4 of Program A. Once the runtime has been set, the user gets to the selection of Start Time settings for Program A. From the Start Time page, the user can set up to 4 start times per day. When the Start Time page appears on the display, press the middle button to enable changes. The OK symbol blinks to indicate that the parameters can now be set. Select the required start time with the left and right arrow buttons and confirm with the middle button. The following start time settings, 2, 3 and 4, can now be set for Program A. Once the parameters for Programs A and B have been set, the user can select the days of the week on which to activate the watering cycles from the weekly schedule page. Pressing the middle button, the symbol S will blink to indicate Sunday. Pressing the middle button repeatedly, the user can link Program A, Program B or both or neither with the day selected. Pressing the right arrow button, the sequence scrolls to Monday and so on. Having set the weekly schedule, select Exit and confirm to quit the page. Test manual watering. The user can run a test or a manual watering cycle that will not affect the programs already stored. From the test page, press the middle button. Then the right arrow or left arrow to select which valve to be activated. And finally press the middle button again to start a manual watering cycle that lasts for 5 minutes. The OK symbol appears blinking on the display, together with the number of minutes remaining until the end of the manual watering cycle. The watering cycle can be reduced or extended using the left and right arrow buttons, or end it earlier by pressing the middle button. With the test page displayed and the OK and exit symbols blinking, the middle button can be pressed to quit test mode. Pressing the right arrow button, the display will show the clock page. Enabling programs A and B. To activate or deactivate programs A and B from the clock page, press the middle button to enable programming of the timer, then press the same button again twice. Now use the left or right arrow button to select program A or B. There are 4 options available. Press the middle button to confirm the selection. It is advisable to check the timing of the 2 programs to ensure that there are no overlapping cycles and prevent any possibility of 2 watering lines being activated at once, as this could cause a drop in water pressure and reduce the amount of water delivered. Reset. To clear all current programs and restore the factory settings, press the left and right arrow buttons together and hold them for about 10 seconds, or at least until the time field of the display shows 12 o'clock. The timer is now ready for programming again. Rain sensor. Hydro 4 can be connected to the radio frequency rain sensor, which suspends watering in case of rain and resumes it when the weather turns fine again. With the rain sensor page displayed, press the middle button to enable activation or deactivation using the respective arrow button. Confirm the selection with the middle button. Cleaning and maintenance. Before the first winter frosts or periods of prolonged inactivity, shut off the water tap. Access the manual watering page and open the 4 lines in sequence to release the pressure. Now remove the timer, take out the batteries, and store it in a safe place protected from frost and damp. This will ensure that the Hydro 4 stays as good as new for many years to come. Claber, the masters of water.